Okay, we just had a very frustrating time. My webcam just wouldn't show up on YouTube for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I somehow fixed it. And then my dad shut the door all the way, and Fred panicked and was clawing at the door and all that. And I'm like, dude, I can't get up to open the door. But my dad finally came and opened the door back. So I can never have my door completely shut, which is really frustrating because I personally, I don't like it being open, but Fred has to have it like that for whatever reason. He's literally been sitting in here hours with it a little bit open, and it's fine. But okay. I just shared out the stream. I need to calm down. And I'm really hot too because it is warm here. It's 71 and it was obviously hotter than that during the day. But I am reading The Poppy War by R.F. Wong, and adult fantasy. I am 29% of the way in, which is page 159, and I want to get to page 237 today. I'm doing the audiobook, so I will be listening to the audiobook. So I am going to get all of our timer and all set up. So yep, it is somewhere where y'all can see it. Hopefully people do show up today, because people will always watch the recording, but I'm like, when I'm here and doing this, I'm like, I'm wasting my time by doing it because no one's here and I'm just talking to myself. And I don't know, it's not fun. So like, it really discourages me and makes me not want to stream anymore. But I don't know. Why I didn't change apps. See, some days technology just hates me, and I'm convinced it's something with astrological. Is that the right thing? So we're gonna put that in there. I'm sorry if it's kind of higher up. No, it wouldn't be higher up than the other day. I haven't taken pictures or anything. So we're going to set our timer now. Yep, y'all can definitely see that. I know now that it's dark, it's y'all can see it easier. So I'm going to get into the sprint. I will mute myself and we'll check back in that amount of time. Okay, so the first sprint is over. I got to the middle of page 174, which that means I read 14 pages. Yeah, 14 and a half pages. So that is where I am at, which is 13 more minutes, and divide that by 2.5 of that chapter. So what are you guys currently reading? As y'all saw, I'm reading The Poppy War. I'm doing the audiobook and following along just because I think for high fantasy, I don't know if this is considered high fantasy. We haven't had any like magic yet, but you know what I mean. So I think that it's good to follow along. So this first part of the book really reminds me of The Name of the Wind with like the academy setting and all of that. Kind of Harry Potter vibes, but obviously this is an adult book and it is dark. A lot of people have said this is like one of the darkest books they've ever read. Oh, that one's Your Story, and that one I remember. I looked that up. Last time you were here, Thrifty. So I don't really have any set thoughts on this. I think out of all the literary elements, I think the atmosphere and setting, like the world building for that, is really, really good. This is a Chinese inspired fantasy, like I have to see 19th century China. But still fantasy. And oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. There, it looks like it's not wet, but I don't know what happened. So I have questions about this. So obviously, this is the land that's supposed to be China. So I'm wondering if Spear is Hong Kong or Taiwan. I haven't studied Chinese history, at least in this era, in a couple years, so I do definitely want to go read up on it now. And then I'm wondering if the Federation of Mojin, if that's Japan. Those are my guesses, but I'm not sure. And then the hinterlands is like Mongolia because they're horse lord invaders and all of that. And obviously, the Mongolians can't make that any more obvious. So we'll start next sprint in 2 minutes. It is nonfiction November, so I do want to eventually get to this book this week, which is Wild from Lost to Found on the Pacific Crest Trail by Cheryl Strayed. This one has been taking up so much time because I'm reading like over 100 pages a day that I just haven't been able to get to this yet. So hopefully I can get to it. If not, I will get to it on the weekend because I won't be reading this on the weekend. Because I do want to get some nonfiction in for the month. So everyone else, what are y'all reading? Or maybe you're writing because it is NaNoWriMo. I stopped NaNoWriMo. I had been doing it, but I was just feeling burnt out and I don't want to force myself to write and meet a word limit and whatnot. So I did stop doing NaNoWriMo. Also, it doesn't mean I'm never going to pick up that story again because it is one that I've been planning for years and whatnot. So I will eventually get back to writing that story, but just not at the moment. I'm just logging into Discord, checking my Discord. Even though, yeah, I have my iPad right here, so I definitely could have just done that on there, but it is okay. No messages from me. Whoa, that person's whole thing is in Chinese, which is interesting. I wonder what that means. Somebody's caption thing. I think that's what it's called, caption on Discord. Oh, another person. Hi. So I wanted to see, I was gonna check Reddit. Okay, replying to somebody. Ooh, what is this? Yeah, that's something. There was a meteor last night. I didn't see it, but it's something I want to look more into. So I'm going to go to the 2.6 speed. The highest speed I go to is 2.7. So I'm going to start our next sprint here. And I'll see y'all in 15 minutes. Can I mute? All right. So that was all for that script. I don't. Can y'all hear me? Hello. Hello. Tell me the microphone. Testing. Testing. Hello. Come on. Can you hear? I don't know if good means you can hear or not. And I did not mean to start another timer. Can you hear me? Your things aren't making any sense, Jason. I have no idea what you're talking about. Just somebody answer if you can hear me. Can hear you? Okay. Yes? Okay. My thing is saying that there's no audio. I don't know why, but y'all, you said you can hear me, so I'm not concerned. I'm not really starting this timer right now. I was just making sure it's on the right video. Okay, would rate it 8 out of 10. Okay, thank you. That was very helpful. Is your profile picture a corgi? I think that's a corgi. It's some kind of dog. But corgis are cool. We like them. And thank you for the 4 likes, everybody. So let's see, how many pages did I read in that? 60, 74 shoes. So I read 19 pages. I had 4 chapters and wrote a little bit of my secret project. Good job, Allie. You must have short chapters. This chapter I'm reading right now is over 30 pages, which I hate. And am I on chapter 9? I know one of these chapters that is a 9 is supposed to be a really, really dark chapter that some people have even recommended skipping. For me, I don't really have that many triggers, so like I don't think it'll be anything that like I know when something's messed up, but I don't think it will like mess with me mentally, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know if it's going to be this chapter, if it's chapter 19, chapter 29, or what. Because I don't remember. I just remember when this book first came out, there was the chapter in this book. So who knows? You are, as long as you face the camera, you are at a good level. Okay. And we will start our next sprint at 6:45, so in 2 minutes. So what are you reading, Alley Cat 107? And I have, so 56 divided by 2.6 is how many more minutes I have on this chapter. Listen to 14 pages. That was, what did it, was I 14 pages? No, I was 19. So let's see. And oh, that's 6 likes now. Thank you, everybody. I'm excited to see what Allie, a Harry Potter fan fiction. Cool. I think Harry Potter was like the first kind of fan fiction that I ever read. Harry Potter at the Hunger Games, one of those. So that's cool. I don't really read that much fan fiction anymore. I read the fan fictions that my friends write, but I don't really read any from people I don't know. But that is something where I probably should get into it again, but just reading so much like these books, I don't want to say that fan fiction's not novels, but reading the published novels, I should say, that takes so much time. So just throwing in other stuff will just, I don't know. But yeah, I'm currently just reading The Poppy War and nothing else. So it's 6:45 now. So let's go into our last sprint here. And thank you, Alley Cat, for subscribing. Thanks. Okay. Oh, I took away the timer. Okay, here we go. And you guys let me know if you like this timer, because this is a different one than we used last week. Okay, I'm muting. Okay, so that sprint over. I read from 192 to 208, so 10 plus 6, so 16 pages. So yeah, as I said, I'm on page 208. It looks like we're going to war in the story, obviously, not real life. But yes, I think I'm going to stay on for like a longer than usual because this chapter only has a little less than like 9 minutes left. And yeah, why not just finish it on stream since I did start a little late? Okay, you're saying you want me to read your book, but how am I supposed to know what book it is if you haven't said? So I'm kind of confused by that. And thank you, Ben, for being here. I was wondering if you were 180 words or 184 words. Great job. I wish I was writing. But again, I just haven't had that motivation. So I haven't written anything lately. But who knows? Motivation strikes randomly, right? I do have my notebook down here. Ooh, a page. That's always good to get all the writing out. Oh, my dog's outside. I have to sneeze, and I'm just waiting for it to happen. Writing is easy. No, it's not. It is, yeah, exactly. Getting attention is hard. Getting that motivation and focusing and all of that. But obviously, everyone is different. So some people probably can just get it. Hi. That makes sense. I feel that sometimes. I hope you'll film it. Thank you. It's like for little, just like writing exercises, I could write, but for like my actual story, no, I'm just not motivated for that. I kind of overdid it with NaNoWriMo. So let me know when y'all think we should go into our next sprint. I don't think I'm going to do a timer. I think I'm just going to read and then let y'all know. But not, yeah, I agree with that. And to be honest, the more that I've read, I feel like my writing has improved. That's just me personally. London, UK. I don't know how to say your name. Should I do? London is amazing. It's a great city, and I recommend going if you've never been. And I think all the borders are open with pretty much the majority of the world. So Allie, is your project for NaNoWriMo, or is this just something you're randomly working on? Infilled. I don't know. That looks very English by the name. Oh, I don't have my phone is right there. Let me look it up. I'm definitely gonna have to charge my iPad. Oh, there's an Enfield, North Carolina, but let's see, England. Enfield, London is a large town and former parish in North London. If my thing will load. Reading helps write a lot. One of the reasons I'm improved is because of reading scene. Yes, exactly. I feel that 100%. NaNoWriMo, cool. Yes, this was my first year doing NaNoWriMo, so I'm not too upset that I got like burnout because it was my first time ever trying to do it. So obviously, practice. You will get better eventually. So I think I'm going. No, we'll start next sprint in 1 minute. To start out of 5 because I feel like that's nice to do. I guess I'll do a 2-book haul. I went to Target yesterday and I bought 2 books, so I can only buy 2 more books this month. And that counts if I get gifted. I'm not studying anything. I'm not in school. So I got both of these books were on my to buy list. So this is Heard It in a Love Song by Tracy Jarvis Graves. So the blurb on the top is literally by Taylor Jenkins Reid, who is one of my all-time favorites, auto by author. And this is the main character, Layla, is struggling to break free of her past glory days as the lead singer of a band. So we love that. But the fish in their aquarium at Atlanta, oh my gosh, the Atlanta Aquarium, that's another place I recommend going. One of my friends was there during a tornado. Really like that, like imagine being at an aquarium when there's a tornado happening outside. Crazy. But then I got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino. So this is his first novel. Obviously, it's based on the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And this is the deluxe edition. So there's like a kind of a graphic novel in the back and a script of what one of the characters' TV shows or movies would be like, and then just a lot of fan art and all as well as included. So I wasn't a huge fan of this movie. It would have been like a 3-star, and I am 1 minute late on starting our next sprint. But it was very character driven, which for movies I must not like it, but for books I love. So hopefully that plays over into the book. But I'm going to start our next sprint now. I will be muting myself and coming back. So this will be like a 9-minute sprint. This is like an unofficial sprint kind of thing. My camera moves that over. That's my vlogging camera, but here we go. Putting the headphones in for my audiobook. And I'll through my earbud. And I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, so that is that. I got to part 2 now, which I think is really going to be the part. And the thing, it says she is a peasant, she is a student, she is a soldier, she is a goddess. So I think this will be the soldier part. So that will be chapter 10, page 219. And I am at 41%, which I feel like is getting quite far along into this book. Again, I don't really feel anything for it. Nothing is bad, but I just haven't connected really to it. And getting to that 41%, usually if it's by 25 and I just don't, I'm like, that's not good. So I don't know, because literally everyone I know who has read this book has given it a 4 or 5 stars. But again, there's nothing wrong with it. I haven't connected. So I don't know. But I will obviously continue to make my way through it. I'm not going to DNF. It's not that bad like the last book I read. So that is all. I read 40 something pages during these sprints, which is quite a bit, and I am very happy with that. I have about what page was I on? 219, yeah, and I want to get to page 236. So not that much more that I have to read here tonight, and that is obviously very doable, and I'll do that at 9 o'clock, and I'll probably be playing Fortnite while I do that, listening to the audiobook. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, comment, rate, and subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when I post the videos on my channel. I go live on my YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I hope to see you here on Tuesday. Bye. Thank you for being here.